Arcane is a show that took something mediocre and turned it into absolute peak. And before all the League of Legends fans swarm the comment section defending the game, listen, it's just my opinion that I think this game is bad. Don't let that spoil your day. But come on, we're not here to talk about this. We're here to talk about one of the greatest animated series that has ever been created by the sweat and tears from animators' broken arms. Okay, now I know I've mainly stuck by indie animation for a long time on this channel, and I'm definitely not stopping either. However, I'm implementing a new rule to this channel. If an animated show or movie completely blows my expectations or just outright looks hype, I need to make a video on it. In fact, I've already started with a short for The Wild Robot and a vid reacting to Sonic 3. If you have any recommendations, put them in the comments. And of course, spoiler warning for seasons 1 and 2 of Arcane. If it wasn't already clear, this show's animation is incredible. Literally every single scene looks like it came straight out of a painting, and the fighting's choreography is just beautiful. And let's be real, this scene in the background probably took weeks to possibly months to animate. Here, if you disagree, let's play a little game. Behold, the Wheel of Arcane. I'm going to randomly pull a timestamp from Siri after the wheel decides the episode. Here we go! Episode 6! Okay. Let me just... 1 minute. Okay, the typical Arcane episode is like, what, 40 minutes? Hey Siri, pick a number from 1 through 40. No, I didn't ask for a timer! Oh my gosh. Hey Siri, pick a number 1 through 40. Oh my gosh, bro. Bro, why is Siri doing this to me? Okay, it said 5. Okay, the 5-minute mark. Okay, whatever the freaking scene is for episode 6, put it on the screen now.
Run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told.
What I really love about this animation style is if you pay attention, you can see the mix of 2D and 3D elements. For example, when Vi punches this guy in this scene, we can see the 2D animation of smoke and force versus the actual 3D model of Vi moving with the punch. Every time I look at a show or a movie that is animated, the first thing I look at is the animation. Not the voice actors, not even the basic plot. It's why I was so hyped for The Wild Robot, because the animation looked phenomenal. The plot and the voice actors were good too, but this is the best example I can think of off the top of my head. No, I will always look for the quality of the animation, and this show delivers. That's the good stuff. The overall art style of this show is also very impressive. When I first saw a poster for Arcane, my mind immediately thought this was going to be a similar art style to, I don't know, the Dragon Prince. Watching the first and second season has forever put me to shame on even comparing the art style of these two. No offense to Dragon Prince. Also very impressive, but just look at this. I said it before, I love how they mix 2D and 3D. It works astonishingly well. I spend around 75% of my day listening to music, I'm not joking. So when I heard the soundtrack was on Spotify, you best believe I lunged over my desk to download the whole playlist. The music in this show goes hard, and I'm not just talking about the main intro made by Imagine Dragons. I'm talking about the music that plays in the background, I'm talking Dirty Little Animals, Snakes, one of my favorites to come out of the latest season, Renegade. I could spend hours just listening to this on replay, and it fits so well with the scenes too. Also, I saw a sarcastic chorus say that the intro version of Enemy sounds better than the original, and yeah, I can agree with him. The orchestral version does sound better, and it does feel like it packs more of a punch in terms of, well, everything. Also, I didn't notice this until my second watch through, but I love how Jinx listens to her own song and puts it in Savika's arm speaker. Now, I'm no writer, but even I can recognize that Arcane is written like it was the last video game adaptation. I will never understand how they managed to balance all these characters from one side inventing hex tech to the other committing mass genocide, and the other getting banged. Oh my god. The concept of jumping from different characters' perspectives from topside to the Undercity balances out in most episodes. While in the first few it tilted a bit more to the Undercity, but that was to set up to show which characters matter, and which ones we really need to look out for, which of course is Jace. Oh my god, look at those biceps. No, but seriously, the main focus is obviously Jinx and Vi. Still love you though, Jace. Even though you got my girl killed! And god damn, the differences between these two is handled in such a unique way. One is long range and was raised mainly in the Undercity, while the other has spent most of her life behind bars until freed by the corporation that killed her parents. But I'd like to focus on Jinx for a minute. Jinx is, well, to describe her with one word would be insane.
Happy Progress Day!
But here's the thing, if you've been here on my channel, you know I love crazy and chaotic characters. And Jinx is no different. Her origin story is just laced with the perfect amount of tragedy, and it fits perfectly. And then you take a look at the whole show, and it's like, shit, hasn't she suffered enough, man? She was left by her sister around 4 times, was part of the reason her dad died, he's back now with a yearn for blood, and has seen the only person she ever thought of as a friend sacrifice herself for reasons. No! No! The dynamic that Aisha and Jinx had was amazing. And when I saw Aisha hit a high noon with a blast that most definitely killed her, I was just sitting here like, why? Like, don't get me wrong, this scene was amazing. Aisha is 100% one of my favorites now. But like I said before, Jinx deserves a break from all the trauma. Especially when you take a look at how much her bond with Vi has just gone up and down.
Take care about her.
Away! Also, her death in the finale, yeah, she's not dead. Since this show is canon to the game, I was a bit puzzled when I first saw her sacrifice herself for the first time, so I went back, and wouldn't you know, if you slow down the scene, there's a quick purple line that darts away from the explosion. And as we know about Jinx, she can quickly dodge or just outright cover distances in a short time, which creates this little purple effect. And also, Caitlyn reviewing the tape thingies showed that tunnels lead out of the hex gates, so Jinx most likely took one of those out. Plus, remember how Jinx said she always wanted to fly one of the blimps in the first episode? Yeah, the last frame of the entire show was a blimp and an end card in her style.
See? You see? Well, you don't see it? He moves! Right there!
Both seasons are incredible, but I think as a collective whole, we can agree that in terms of writing, Season 1 was better. Don't get me wrong, Season 2 was amazing. My jaw was on the floor when I realized why Jinx had a grenade in her hand, but at times you can just tell that some of the scenes were squished, especially since it was recently found that there was going to be so much Jinx and Echo content in the last episode, but they decided to cut it. I don't care if the episode is 2 hours long. I will watch it if it means I get to see the peak that is this animation. And let's be real, the cliffhanger they left with us at the end of Season 1 was peak. But I want to loop back to Season 2's writing. Like I said before, it's not bad. In fact, it's incredibly far from it. But comparing both seasons, I feel like Season 1 barely squeaks it by. At least in my opinion. And trying to compare the animations of both seasons is just criminal. Especially since both have their fair share of hype moments that are illustrated perfectly. In closing though, this show is peak. And truly shows why animation is king. But yeah, that was my basic thoughts on Season 1 and 2 of Arcane. Fuck man, why is this show only getting 2 seasons? I absolutely love this show and will most definitely continue crying at night because of Aisha's death. It should have been me! Also, thank you, Jinx, for roasting the actual fuck out of Vi in episode 5. I don't know why, but this felt extremely satisfying.
You wouldn't last 1 second without all your ugly gadgets and chicken shit tricks.
Ha! What about those over-designed bitch mittens you didn't even build yourself?
Oh, and if you have any more recommendations or anything you want me to talk about, put it down in the comments. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go listen to Arcane music for the next 24 hours. In hopes Netflix will see the missed potential making this show only 2 seasons.